So I bought a book fast. Bucky. Woo. So it's not actually raining this second, but it's gonna come back. We've spent the last 3 days just hanging around, waiting for dry spells to be able to get out and shoot. It's just not really playing ball with us, but this next campaign shoot does need some dry weather, so we haven't really got a choice but to just keep hanging around. Today we're moved a little bit further south away from Glencoe, hoping that the weather's going to be better tomorrow. We can get the main campaign images shot. So I'm probably going to set up, do a bit of a workout, make some dinner, and have another day of nothing. So I'm going to do what I can, try and get the blood moving a little bit today, get some stuff done, do a bit of a workout I think. Got the awning up so I can stay a bit dry. Still going to get wet, but hopefully it's not quite as bad. I'm actually still getting really wet and it's quite cold. So 9 times out of 10, not even that, 29 out of 30, we just eat pasta for dinner. Today's an exception though. We can't go out and shoot because it's just going to be, it's completely soaking.
If it weren't for a job, I'd
Yeah.
say let's go. We've been in worse conditions.
True.
But I mean, it's the fact that we're trying to shoot for this really beautiful book.
By the time we get to just the other side of the gate by the train tracks, we'll be completely soaked through. Like, we can both go out in waterproofs, we can both go out and stay dry, but you can't shoot in this. Look at it. Even if it wasn't for a job, is there any point in the last 2 days that we would have been out and shot?
Not really.
Like normally. This weather, it's been so consistently rough.
It's been diabolical.
I know, but like we wouldn't have been, if this was on our own terms and we weren't even working,
I don't think
we wouldn't be out.
Well, we'd be driving elsewhere to find a bit more tolerable weather.
Yeah, like you don't just sit and deal with this. It's just, it isn't even possible to go and do something small. You can only be out the van for minutes at a time. Very wet and stormy night. So much noise from the rain. Hopefully going to get out in a little bit and work on a little commercial project going on. I'm just currently scouting some locations and planning to shoot out a little bit now. So I'll show you a little bit about that, and then hopefully the weather clears a bit and we can shoot later on, because I do need some dry weather for it. So this is what I've got to shoot. It's a book by DK Eyewitness called Unforgettable Journeys, and it's full of exciting places to travel, trips to do, just amazing, incredible places around the world. I've been asked to take some photos of this for their use, as well as do a social media post. My first port of call with this was to take a look through the book, find anything that takes my fancy, anything I can link to. That for me was the West Highland Way. I figured this being in the UK gave me a good basis to take some shots of the book and then also travel to one of the locations and shoot in that location. So this has a brief introduction about it, as well as a few extra bits of information. There is a photo just here. At the moment I'm actually sat in the van just out of frame here. So I've got my coffee and I'm just doing a little bit of research into the West Highland Way. It starts all the way down in Milngavie, which is spelt like this, and then finishes up in Fort William, having taken a route along Lomond, through Rannoch Moor, through Glencoe, just touching the Nevis Range into Fort William. Yeah, so I've been looking at some images on Google for the West Highland Way, just to see if there's any particular places or regions that really epitomise what people's experiences are of the West Highland Way. It looks all really nice. There's a couple of shots of Berkeley here and again down here. What's that? Thank you. A few shots of Glencoe. That's probably there I'm going to focus on. And now I'm just taking a look at the West Highland Way website itself. We've got some shots walking into Glencoe and the small cottage that's up by the Matson Resort, which we could go to. There's this quite iconic footpath leading towards this mountain I think might be a really strong image to go for. So I'm going to do a little bit more research into this and see if I can find out where the shot's been taken from. I think it's this path just down here which seems to line up nicely with some of these shots. I'm looking at the scars in the mountain here which are lining up nicely and just the general shape of it. Just switched over to View Ranger and again we've got the mountain there. And zooming in, you can see this footpath here that lines up nicely with the summit. So it's probably not the ideal day to go and shoot that stuff today just because the visibility and weather is quite poor, and I think we're going to have to hike out to that spot in order to shoot. So I'd like to maybe try and do that when I know it's going to be a bit dry and we're not going to be out for a few hours in the rain. Today I'm probably going to focus on doing a few shots in Glencoe. There's actually, on the grass out here, there's a little place I think I could just position the book for just a product shot with the mountain in the background. That could be really nice. Rain stops, I'm going to rush out and try and get a couple of shots. The problem with having a book to shoot is that it's made of paper. So even though I'm trying to time it right and get a few shots today, there needs to be no rain in the slightest, which is proving a little difficult.
It's barely raining.
So his verdict is, it's barely raining today, which is a vast improvement on the last week.
That doesn't mean it's not raining, but it's not torrential.
It's actual, like, I can be outside sort of rain,
Yeah.
rather than I want to be in bed rain. So we're out today, no rain, barely rain, and we're finally getting a chance to go and get the shoot done. So this spot and waterfall is actually somewhere I scoped yesterday. So we were driving by, saw the water coming down this waterfall and thought that could be really nice. Two people walking across in front of it. So one of the shots I'm thinking is with the puddle and the reflection. It's maybe like an 85 shot of me putting my foot in the puddle and splashing a little bit. Just showing some movement. But with that, if I'm going to do that as part of a series, maybe I'd like one of you back here as well to balance it off. So we're heading down to one of the places I did some research and found this little composition of a nice road lining up with the mountain. Okay, so we've reached the shot I'd scoped online, which is this nice straight road lining up with this mountain. It doesn't actually look as impressive as I thought it would have done. I don't know if that's because the conditions aren't as nice, and maybe if there was more light in the foreground, the mountain was more shaded with some cloud or something, it might be different. Probably shoot it anyway, see what it's like. But I think the shots from back there might be the winners.
That one
Yeah,
there.
I think back there was probably nicer.
Definitely.
But we'll see how we get on. It's a wide shot. Actually quite happy with what we've got done. Just gonna head back to the van, have a coffee, some lunch, and then
we don't have cake.
we don't have cake. So we're back at the van now. We've just made a coffee and we're just about to do a mini little lifestyle shoot inside.
Scared.
But we got distracted by a scared sheep.
Sorry. Hang on, this is nice. So that's nice, just lift it ever so slight. Very nice. Ooh, that's nice. Bro! A bit more Yeah. Sorry, in towards Britain.
So I don't know how well this shot is going to work. You're just going to have to roll with it and just see. In my head there's like this idea, but it might look stupid.
So do you want me to see your eyes?
Yeah, maybe. We'll try a few.
What are you thinking?
I don't think it really worked like I thought it was. I'll show you the shot, but it's not actually quite as cool as it's not what I had in my head.
Nice.
Doesn't always work. Relocation to Glencoe. Just gonna have a very quick stop here, just because this cottage, it's in the book, so it makes sense for us to have a shot of this.
Just walked up to the bags to get camera gear, and I've literally just watched this robin shit on Jack's bag.
What? A robin shat on my bag? Is that it there?
Yeah!
Oh, that's right where my hip is.
I literally watched the whole thing unfold, it was brilliant.
What the hell? I thought robins were supposed to be nice. Bit of a strange one this week. We don't usually spend this much time stuck inside the van, and we've definitely both been going a little bit crazy from spending so much time shut inside. Usually with bad weather, we'll just move on, make it work for us, think of something else. But with this project, we really needed just to wait and make sure we got it sorted. So it's nice to finally have everything done. Had a quick look through all the images, everything's looking good. Up next, we're going to move up to Skye. We've got one more project to shoot. So we'll see you next week on Skye.